Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Manik. Okay, my name is Megan Faisal. I'm basically cyber partner for Deloitte Risk Advisory, but I'm taking care of the MBA also. Recently, we completed a couple of engagement. My slides today, or what I'm going to talk about, I think we're going to take a step back from the blockchain bit, just giving some trends because we recently released white papers on utility of the future. So I just want to put some context of what we have on the utility of the future, what are the global initiatives within all the energy companies around the world, which the theme is digital. So when we talk about digital, there's a lot of things coming, the initiative, the potential usage of the digital, which in the end come to blockchain and the application of it, which what is the topic today in terms of electromobility and also vehicle and grid to grid. Yeah. So, okay, there's too many things I have to juggle here. Okay, so this is what I'm going to try to cover within 17 minutes, but I'll try to slim through. So when we talk about utility of the future, I think just giving some trends what we have from our recent studies, where there's some key areas that things like India will be power surplus by this year, about 8% of supply outstrip demand. Where when this kind of thing happen, the power is shifting to consumers. The consumers are holding the power, no longer the energy companies. And then one of the things is that the rise of connected devices. As you know, Internet of Things, basically giving out more devices connecting to the internet and so on, where there's a lot of opportunities as an energy company, as well as there's a lot of things coming that in the marketplace that you need to catch up. Then we're talking about the new era of the electric vehicles, where by 2030 there's a lot of countries already committed, or a lot of car companies already committed to fully developing electronic vehicles rather than the normal traditional vehicles. Then we got smartphone user booming, the smartphone adoption, about 700 million adoptions by 2020. So that's a lot of phones that are connecting to the internet, which again is an opportunity for energy companies around the world. Then most of these things, leads to talking about technological revolution, the blockchain, the Internet of Things, the reveal, the clouds, the fintechs that coming to it, and digital banking and so on. So there's a lot of things, because of this power shift to the consumers, there's more and more usage of technology that you cannot stop. But of course, when we look into the application later, then we see what are the good thing about it, what are the things that need to be aware. And again, at the end of it, because all these are technology driven, what are the things that companies need to be aware about, cybersecurity and so on. Okay. So when I say about power shifting to the consumers, so what the consumers expecting from the utilities, they expect, of course, uninterrupted 24/7 power supply, where in the case of India, when they have power surplus position, the consumers aspire or think that they will be getting continuous power supply without interruption. But whether it's achievable or not by the power companies, that's another question to ask. Then when there's countries like India in power surplus, of course the consumers will expect lower cost of supply in terms of the tariff and so on. And with a lot of option in terms of energy supply nowadays, more and more people become more demanding in terms of green energy, and also they want themselves to generate their own energy to solar powers and so on. So this again will lead to the usage of technology like blockchain to basically help the peer-to-peer transactions for energy trading. So this is basically the potential when energy companies go digital to address the consumer's expectation. You can do flexible generation where even the consumers themselves, when they participate in the solar program, they can generate and they can basically go out and sell or trade their excess energy. But when you do trading, there's always talking about how you trade off the payments and so on. Hence, where the blockchain comes into picture. Then also you're talking about the previously conventional generators, not own distributed energy thing, where with the blockchain you can basically use more secure and more effective and efficient. And of course, we talk about smart metering and billing and payment. This also, there's something that you can use in terms of blockchain. Okay, when you provide to electronic vehicle, people want to top up their batteries for their car batteries. So when you do this, there's a need of metering, right? And an effective way of pushing the payment when they finish top up the battery and so on. So this open up to energy companies, more things that you can put up, more channels you can develop to basically effectively roll out these electric vehicle thing. So I'm going to skip in terms of blockchain fundamentals because you're in a blockchain event. I believe from the morning you're already going through the details on the technical stuff. So what is important, just for me to basically reiterate, when we go into electric vehicles, the peer-to-peer trading and so on, is the smart contract part. This is the one that is key for this energy trading and so on. That will be the fundamental item that help for the blockchain application in energy resources companies. So again, this is just provide context, but I think I got about 10 minutes left. So let's go into the details of what we have seen in the power and this company, where emerging use cases, in terms of enabling sharing economy, the peer-to-peer energy trading, where the blockchain can create and secure transparent trade of energies. Just now I talked about when you do metering and bill payment. Yes, this is one of the things that you can do. I'll give you an example of type of application that's available in the market, which using this way in terms of to do real-time metering and incentive. Then we're talking about energy trading and settlement. Obviously, current application of blockchain, where you see a lot in financial services industries, when the trade finance and so on, basically started with this, the trading portion and the settlement. This is the place that a lot of financial fintech companies and banks started to use blockchain, because this is where the smart contract kicks in and make it more effective transaction and secure transaction. Then we talk about electric vehicle charging and sharing. This is something that we'll go to trade that and give example on the application that we have seen. And also, last but not least, yes, when you go into technology like blockchain, record management is very important. And this is something that is key to the technology as well. When you do payments, when you do tradings and so on, where part of the record management of the blockchain make it more secure, make it more decentralized, where you don't have single point of failure and easily for you to get a trails of transaction. Okay, so this is basically what we see, the ecosystem that already started to appear when talking about the real-time metering and bill payment, where we've seen in Europe and US, companies like Regularity developing a blockchain platform for energy trading. It's basically facilitate, at first, it's just to facilitate data analytics and look at things like smart grid management that you have, and of course at the end it's talking about the trading band investment decision and so on. Another one which is very interesting also, there's another smart metering solution where from Ban Ki-moon, where they leverage on cryptocurrencies and also the donor market to basically doing the payments directly to the meter. So this is one of the innovative solutions that we have seen in the market. In terms of the electric vehicle charging and sharing, this solution called eMobility basically use blockchain to basically enable electric vehicle to charge the system in stations in Germany, and it also accept the crypto euro as a currency for payments. So this is very key because the more station that you have, there's always a problem in handling the payments, and because everything is not automated, they also want to open up multiple types of payment, except part of cash and also credit cards and so on. So this is something. And there's one blockchain application now called the RWE, is basically testing and developing the charging station using the smart contract to basically, when you go to the station, you basically can be authenticated and they know where to bill you directly rather than do the payment on the counters and so on. So this is some example of the applications that we have seen globally started to use blockchain technology to basically help in getting this. And I think for the one that peer-to-peer trading, we have seen that a project called Brooklyn Microgrid project, which basically, if you are in the neighbors, you can trade basically energy between your neighbors using the blockchain-enabled microgrid. This is something quite interesting as well. So I have some a bit more details on the blockchain microgrid project, where the neighbors are doing transactions since April 2016. So basically, whoever that produce can sell and basically allow their neighbors to use their excess capacity. And basically, the blockchain and the microgrid using Siemens microgrid management enable this peer-to-peer transaction between the so-called producer with their own neighbors and also the consumers of the project. So when we talk about electric vehicles, we talk about peer-to-peer transaction using blockchain and so on. There's always questions when we talk about the cybersecurity aspect of the blockchain. I think cybersecurity now is very key in energy companies, because I think a couple of years back, the power companies started to get hacked. People like in Ukraine have been hacked by the black energy malware, and then some of the North American power generators start to basically getting worried and start to implement cybersecurity solution using the blockchain to basically enhance and harden their cybersecurity to avoid being hacked, because they want to utilize blockchain to basically transform their businesses moving forward. When we talk about blockchain, we always worry about three parts of the security portion, and we always looked at the confidentiality portion, the integrity and the availability of the technology to basically assess whether is this the right time to use blockchain for whatever you have to do going forward when you go digital. Right? So basically, this is the things, the areas that you look at in terms of blockchain and cybersecurity. In terms of confidentiality, you have to be concerned about the network access. Yes, blockchain can be public, or can be closed blockchain, or can be private. So depending on who you give access to the blockchain, it's important to see who have the access and how the data access and the disclosure portion being managed. The integrity part of the blockchain I think is more the plus point of the blockchain, where is eMobility, right to be forgotten, the traceability of it, the smart contract, the usage of smart contract and the data quality will be the plus point when you use blockchain. But this is the cybersecurity portion that you need to be addressed of any application that you use to make sure that the blockchain is secure and strong enough for you to use for any application that for the energy related transactions and so on. And last but not least, when you use blockchain technology, you must guarantee the availability, so that the plus point of blockchain is there's no single point failure, because it's so distributed, and the operational resilience for it to basically make sure it's continuous and available to the public.